How's everybody doing? I wore my Army jacket today for Greg. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you paid attention to me this week, Greg. I'm just messing with you. How's everybody doing? Good? Nice.
Be Navy, bro.
No questions.
DK Metcalf, how have you seen him grow from when he got here in April to now?
He's been great all year. He's really just when he came in, he was just really prepared. I think he had a chip on his shoulder, and just ready to roll. He's everything that you want him to be. High character, extremely amazing work ethic. Obviously, a ball player, a guy that can make great plays, and just has a relentless approach to the game when he's playing, and also when he's practicing and when he's studying film. He takes great notes. All those things that you want a guy to be. He's definitely that. So I'm glad he's on our team.
What do you think of his pacifier mouthpiece?
I don't pay attention to it too much, but yeah, I remember him mentioning that he was going to have all these mouthpieces and stuff. So I guess I asked him why he's wearing the pacifier. He says I'm just a baby. So I guess I is right. He's still a rookie.
That Bucks front, they've been get after the quarterback pretty well. Just guy you've seen in Dominican too with a couple different teams. Shaq, I mean, just different guys they have. What's that pass rush look like?
Well, Sue's, tough as nails. I feel like he goes everywhere we have to play. He's just a great player. He's always been great. I've gotten to know him over the years too. Just smart as can be, understands the game. So just a tremendous football player. Their whole front, it really is a tough front to face. They're physical. They're big. They're fast. So we got our hands full. We got to be great. We got to execute our game plan and do what we do best, and just try to slow those guys down as much as possible. They've got a tremendous defensive line.
Obviously, Joey Hunt isn't new around here, but when you're working with him full time, are there any changes during the week or anything you guys have to pay extra close attention to or anything like that?
No, Joey's always, to be honest with you, Joey's always prepared like he's the starter. He's always been ready. He's one of the smartest guys on the team. He's just focused all the time. He's always just prepared to play. So I have great confidence in him. I remember last year when it was last year when he stepped in for Britt against the Cowboys, and I remember mentioning that he pretty much won the game for us. I felt like just how he played, and so I expect great things out of Joey. He's just always been great.
We hear a lot, and you just mentioned it too, his intelligence. How does that show up?
Well, I think up front he just communicates really well. In and out of the huddle, he communicates on the sideline really well. Throughout the week, he understands things. He processes things really quickly. He's played a lot of football, even all the way back to his days in college at TCU. So he's prepared. He's always ready. I remember telling him this past week when we played Atlanta, there's nobody more prepared than Joey, and just kind of just letting him know that, hey, let's go do it. So I know, like I said, I have all the confidence in the world with him. He's been great. He's been a leader ever since he's gotten here.
What went into those two completions, the over-the-shoulder throws to Tyler there on the same drive? Was it the exact same play, just opposite sides? Looked like they're both kind of deep crosshairs.
Different plays, similar kind of route, going different directions, but different plays. Tyler just knows how to get open. He catches the ball. You want to give him a chance. Just try to put him in a spot where only he could get it, and sure enough, he did on both plays. And so he's been tremendous all year. He's been lights out. He's been one of the best receivers in the National Football League, really for the past couple of years. And he's been great this season. He's big time. He's timely. He's smart. He's quick. There's nothing he can't do.
Point where you feel like he's open even when he's not open?
Yeah, he's one of those guys that anytime you throw it to him, he seems like he's always open. So anytime Tyler's running around, he's probably open. So he just knows how to use his quickness and his intelligence and his leverage and everything else to his advantage.
I know an opponent's never going to dictate what you do on offense, but when you know that the Bucs are good at shutting down the run, does that change the way you evaluate opportunities during games?
No, I think you have to play the game how it sets out to be. We're definitely going to want to run it. We're definitely going to want to try to do our thing, and we have one of the best running offenses in the league as well. So it's going to be a battle up front for sure, trying to run the football, and we're looking forward to it. So hopefully we can, when we do throw it, we make our plays, we do our thing, and it's all about execution. Whatever play we call, it's about execution. It's about focus. It's about detailing it up and making sure that we're explosive when we do run the ball or throw the ball.
When he does come back, what will Ed have
to the offense.
Well, Ed adds, such an amazing experience. Playing the game, he's played so much football. This is his 10th year this year. Is it 10th year? 9th, 10th year, I believe. He's up there, I know. So Ed's, coming from Carolina when he came here, we knew that he had played a lot of football and had a great understanding of the game, and he's played great. When he's been healthy, he's been playing amazing. I remember his first time coming in last year, I believe it was the Lions game. He came in and made a couple sweet catches and a touchdown, and he's just been special for us. So I'm looking forward to Ed coming back. He's been great at practice. He's been studying like crazy, so he knows all the stuff. He's ready to roll.
Joey Hunt told us yesterday, Russ, that you got in the huddle in Atlanta and said, you got this, and you told the rest of the guys, Joey's got this. First of all, what kind of effect does that have on guys, the team, and how important do you keep that leadership role?
Well, I think it's critical to talk to guys throughout the game, throughout the week, and let them know, that they're prepared, that they're ready. You observe that first of all. I think as a leader, I think you have to observe, who's really doing the work and who's really working their tail off. And we have pretty much every guy does that, And so then when you think about that, and then how they practice, practice is everything. How the guy practices, how he approaches practice. Does he have a championship mindset when he goes into practice? And then transferring that obviously to the field. I've spent a lot of time with Joey. I spent a lot of time with Britt. Those two guys. A lot of meetings on Fridays, a lot of meetings on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. A lot of time talking on the field and everything else. So with both of those guys, and it's been great having two really, really excellent centers. Just to be able to play football with, and I think to be able to talk to guys as a huge part of communication, a huge part of leadership, a huge part of letting them know. I'm a big person that believes in vision. I'm a big person kind of, painting the picture for people, who they are, what they're going to be, who I'm going to be, who I am, who I've been in the past, who I'm going to do in the future. Just that's a really big thing, I think in terms of, our language, what we say to ourselves, what we say to our teammates, what we say to people we care about. And so, just giving guys a picture of who they're going to be and what they're going to be today.
Russ, what was the story behind your Halloween costume this week?
So Sierra and I had a little fun. Me dressing up as Jay and Sierra dressing up as Beyonce. So we just wanted to have fun, pay a little homage, a little respect to Jay-Z and Beyonce, and then also we had the Obamas in the background. Just a little shout out to them too. So it was a good time for sure. Sierra killed it. I did my best, so that was pretty cool.
From Jay and Beyonce after you guys put that out there?
Yeah, we heard a little something. Yeah, so they loved it. They were cracking up and just told us it was a perfect outfit, perfect look. So.
Russ, did anything stand out to you about the last couple times you played Tampa Bay? Seems like they've both been unique games.
It's a different team. Different coaching staff. I don't think that has any relevance really. I think what we know about this team this year is for Tampa Bay is that they're very physical. They're very quick. They got explosive players on offense. They got explosive players on defense, and so the record doesn't indicate who they are. And their coach, I've known Bruce for years, gotten to know him over the years, and have a great respect for him and how he coaches the game. He's tough as nails. He gets his guys ready to play, and same thing with Todd Bowles too. So we have a lot of respect for him. One guy that hasn't been talked about enough too is Levante David. I think he's one of the best players in the league. I've been seeing him for years doing great things, and coming in the league, and watching him, and I got a lot of respect for him. So we've gotten to know each other over the years at Pro Bowls and different stuff too. So they got a lot of great players.
Did you get to watch the Sounders on Tuesday?
I did. We were fired up. I just screamed at the top of our lungs during that game. Just the guys played great. Just to go down for the Sounders to go down to LAFC, and to beat them. We have family friends too that own part of LAFC too. So that was a nice little surprise, or I wouldn't say surprise, but a nice little joy to rub it in on them because they were talking some stuff. So Sierra and I really enjoyed that huge win, and then. To think about last night watching the game too, we watched the game while I was watching the World Series too, and flipping back and forth between those two games, and to see, Atlanta lose to Toronto and Toronto having to come here. Unfortunately, I think we're traveling during that time, but that's pretty cool just to have the championship, MLS championship here in Seattle.
Russ, the other day Seattle Children's put out your latest visit, and a young boy who's a transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how that's grown, and now that painting on the windows, Russ, come visit me, and the anticipation that community now has, and how that has grown since when we first started doing that.
Yeah, when I got drafted in 2012, it was, I came out here, I believe May 11th, 2012. I remember landing here in Seattle. First of all, I thought it was going to be raining or something. I didn't know what it was going to look like. And I was coming over Seattle, flying over, how beautiful it was in the summertime. I just remember, I kind of write out my goals, as you guys know. I've written out my goals before. And one of the things that, is just making an impact, legacy goals. What are those things you're going to do outside of football? How are you going to impact people? My dad used to always say, the significance is that's not when you're born, it's not when you die, it's the hash mark in between. And I think that I've been blessed with a lot of opportunities. I think I've been blessed with to be able to give back. And so when I went to Seattle Children's in 2012, it was really, my mom had been an ER nurse. My dad, unfortunately, was always in the hospital. And so, unfortunately, I gotten used to hospitals, being around them. And it's one of the toughest places to be because it's the people you care about most. And I think that one of the things that I want to be able to do in Seattle, and I did it at Wisconsin, so I'm a little bit NC State, but just to make an impact for the kids, just going there and visiting them. And, when I first started going, so I went the first time, and, I think I've told you guys this story. When I went the first time, the lady said, who are you again, And so after the first day I went, I saw about 5, 6 kids, and then I told her afterwards as I was leaving, I was like, can I start coming back, every time? She was like, I don't even know who you are, So shortly after, throughout the weeks, I think she kind of started figuring me out a little bit. But I think that I've probably seen several thousand kids now. And I think that the thing that when I first started going, it was like, okay, how can I impact other people and all that? And I started realizing, man, it was probably the biggest lift for me, throughout my weeks and stuff like that. And obviously, I think, making an impact for them, but I don't think those kids understand what they do for me, just my soul, just what they do for just, I think who God has called me to be, and just giving back and loving other people. So the thing about hospitals and going to a hospital room, especially when it's children in there, whether if it's the NICU and it's young kids and they're just born, whether it's the cancer unit or whatever it may be, every room you go into, you never know what you're going to get, And so, every time you go into a room, the family may have tons of faith, may have no faith at all. They may have tons of family there. They may have no parent, no mom to be there, no dad to be there. They just may be on their own. And I think that more than anything, I think that it's about giving love. It's about giving a moment to give a little glimpse of hope, a little glimpse of just belief. And I think the one thing that I've always noticed is that every room that I go into, the rooms that usually make it, the kids that usually overcome, and sometimes these, it doesn't always happen this way, but a lot of times the rooms that overcome or beat cancer or whatever it may be, or they're the families that have people that care about them. They're the boyfriend, the girlfriend, or the cousin or the grandmother who stays there all night. And I think about not just the kids, but I think about the parents, the loved ones who stay there 24/7. I mean, people flying from Alaska, people flying from Idaho, people flying from Hawaii, people flying from other countries to come to Seattle Children's just because it's one of the best hospitals in the world. And I think that it's made a major impact over my life, Sierra's life, to be able to, what we do with our foundation, Why Not You Foundation, and to be able to, it's been one of the major focal points for us, is to be able to give back and to care and to just give a little bit of love to others, And I think that's been really special. The family got to see this week, for example, the young boy that we got to see this week. Actually, they had relatives in Richmond, Virginia, where I'm actually from. Ironically, I didn't even know that. I go into the room and the dad was like, "Man, I went to collegiate, the same school I went to. I went to collegiate." I said, "You did, And I think that sometimes you run into people's worlds and you don't even know you're going to run into their world. You don't know how they're going to impact their world. You don't know how you're going to give them a glimpse of hope or a smile, just even, through all the tears, through all the pain, through all the heartache, through all the loss, through also all the good too. You don't know how you can make an impact. So it's just been the greatest gift. I think one of the greatest gifts that God's given me is just to be able to have influence. I think to be able to have influence and help and have a little bit of change too. I think the combination of the two has been a blessing in my life, and I know a blessing in Sierra's life and a blessing for our foundation even too, with Why Not You Foundation. So it's been probably one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me.
I'm assuming no one ever asked who you are now?
Say again?
No one asked sure you are there now?
Yeah, every once in a while you may run into somebody like, yeah, but yeah, I think the cool part about Seattle Children's is they're ready. They're ready to roll. And I wish I could see every room, to be honest with you. The problem is I got meetings and I got film to watch and stuff. But but I always try to give a little love to each kid as I go by if I can't go to their room that day, and hopefully I get to see them the next week, or hopefully they're not there anymore. Hopefully they're on their way living the rest of their life.
Thanks, Russ.
Thank you guys. Go Hawks.